All right, hello. Welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:45 on April 19th, 2023, and unfortunately today we were foiled by the clouds again. You can see this is what it was like most of the day. This is what I was concerned about. I brought up that the fact that the model said that had the temperatures cooler over Long Island. I had a feeling that would mean a lot of cloud cover, and that's exactly what we had. And even some of it spilled into New Jersey. No, I didn't feel like going to New Jersey today, so maybe if I went down there, I would have had a sunny day. But it was a little hazy and noticed the sky today, too. So let's take a look at the satellite loop, and you'll see a little bit of that haze in there in the sky. I'm going to have to look to see perhaps that smoke and see if we have smoke in the sky. But you'll see the cirrus kind of came in later. You see a little bit of that haze. Not a great-looking sky. That's what the sky looked like today. This is actually Mineola, so we have some of these beautiful cherry blossom trees that are around. You can see there's a little bit of blue sky, a little bit for a little while, but then the cirrus kind of came in, and that's what the sky looked like later on. I got the cirrus coming in, and yeah, not like I said, not a great looking sky today. You notice this over here? That looks like a plankton bloom. If you look at that, that almost looks like a plankton bloom there. Yeah, that's like a spiral. That's very interesting. You can kind of see that in the MODIS satellite too. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's a plankton bloom. So there's like a little plankton bloom right there where that is. I'm going to want to check sea surface temperature satellites, actually. We're going to have to do that and look at that as well, because that is kind of interesting. So let's go to what our temperatures were across the area. And yes, we have severe weather across the Midwest. We're going to talk about that again. But let's first start with our local area. And let's see what we got going on. Again, the site seems to be acting kind of screwed up. Let's see if I can pull up islip. So islip's 48. There was a sea breeze in the late afternoon and evening. We had northwest winds throughout the day, fairly gusty too. Dry conditions. You could see the cloud cover at islip most of the day. That kept the temperatures down. And then when the sun actually came out, that's when the temperatures warmed up. We got to probably get close to 60. That's when we got to our high, probably was late, like around 5 o'clock or so when the sun came out. You can see the winds went from northeast right around that 6 o'clock. Though in Babylon, the sea breeze was like right on the water. The sea breeze was definitely there a little sooner. So let's take a look at what our highs were today. I'm sure Jersey will be quite a bit warmer because they had less cloud cover. So let's go to our high temperatures for the day. And you can see highs on Long Island generally around 60. You can see the city was in the mid-60s. And Jersey, mid-60s to close to 70 south of Toms River. So much warmer there because, again, they had the sunshine. We didn't have it. Let's see if we had any radiational cooling last night. Well, it looks like we did eventually get some radiational cooling because you can see West Hampton got down to 28. Islip got down to 39 and 29 there in the New Jersey Pine Barrens as well. So they got some radiational cooling there as well. Not surprising. I guess the winds did drop off just enough. I'm kind of curious. It's 37 right now in West Hampton, so it looks like they're already getting a little bit of radiational cooling already. I'm kind of curious how that happened. The winds must have dropped off because we had winds the winds dropped off later on at night. That's when they dropped off, and that's when we saw those temperatures drop. And we'll probably see that again tonight, probably, because let's see. I'm just looking at the temperature now. It's 37 at 9:30. What was it last night at 9:30? Let's see, 45. So yeah, I have a feeling tonight it could be even colder out there. Perhaps even low 20s. We'll have to see how cold it's going to get. But again, that good conditions for radiational cooling. That's for sure. Light winds, and yeah, we have cirrus, but that's not going to inhibit radiational cooling. So yeah, that's what it looks like right now across the area. So I want to look and see, because it seems like it was a little hazy today, and I want to go look at Earth and Old School, and it's kind of sure. We have a couple of ways to look at the smoke in the air here. So we're going to first start with air. Let's see what we got here. We're going to go to particles. So we're going to see if we have an excess of particles here. I don't see that much. There's a little bit, but nothing that remarkable here to see. You can go to chemicals here, carbon monoxide, and we have that elevated always over our area. It's like it's the only part of the country. New York is like number one, the New York Metro, and then L.A. is like number two now. It looks like a lot of it happens to be over New Jersey, actually. A little less over Long Island, I guess, thanks to the sea breeze. Sea surface temperature anomalies. I might as well look at that, being that we have that up. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're definitely very high, and that little swirl probably has something to do with that as well. We have sea surface temperatures about 8.5. I put it right over that spot. We're at 8.5 degrees above normal with the sea surface temperature there offshore, so that's not good at all. And then even right along the shorelines here, 5.2 degrees above normal, so very much above normal, and we haven't even gotten to the hurricane season yet. So that translates to a sea surface temperature of, in that spot right there, so that's the Gulf Stream, that's where there are 70s, but if we go to the nearshore area, water temperature's already up near 50, so that's definitely above normal for April, and this year is going to get very warm, I have a feeling, because we had such a mild winter across the area. It was really just crazy. There's another tool we can look at for smoke, and that's the HRRR vertically integrated smoke, if I can find it. Here we go. Smoke graphics, so we can do the vertically integrated smoke here and see if we have, run this loop here and see if we are seeing a little bit of smoke. There is smoke over the southeast, so I'm thinking that's where it could be coming from, but it's not really showing anything that thick. But the sky just looked hazy. When the sun did come out, it looked hazy. Didn't look like a nice blue sky, we also have near-surface smoke, too, so there's another one here. There's all different kinds of smoke levels we can use here. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to load here. It doesn't seem like it's loading. All right, that's not working. Well, anyway, we'll move on from that. Let's look at the severe weather here. Storm Prediction Center. Obviously, we went to the weather and hazards map, and you saw that there was a lot of severe weather watches and warnings in the Midwest. So go and look at the... so here we go. We're going to set the stage for more severe weather again. And I guess this is the next line that looks like it's in parts of Iowa, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, approaching some scattered cells around. There's a cell around Oklahoma City. It's not a solid line, but there's another area right over here that's south of Chicago, almost looks like a derecho type of setup there, where it's got that bend to it, that like bowing to it, So let's go. We got the weather and hazards loaded. So here we go. So this is what we got across the country right now, and just to pan this out again, you can see this is where the only action is, and if you want snow, or winter weather, well, you got to go up to Saskatoon. So let's go back to the Weather Prediction Center map, so you can see that we have this low area of low pressure across the middle of the country, high pressure and control of our area, and we go to the Storm Prediction Center. You see, we've got reds here, so that's we got that enhanced risk going on here, and these are where the severe thunderstorm watches are. And that, those two areas right there. And we already have some reports. There were 6 reports of tornadoes, wind reports as well, and 177 hail reports as well. So these storms aren't fooling around, and this is where your severe thunderstorm watches. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and even a couple of tornado warnings here, about 3 of them, it looks like. So, this is a pretty significant line here. We have a couple tornado warnings in here. Tornado, I'm trying to saying tornado watch. And then severe, so this is the tornado watch right here. All right, and this is your severe thunderstorm watch here. All right, so severe thunderstorm watch, tornado watch here. And then we have some high wind warnings in effect, and red flag warnings in effect for that West Texas, Oklahoma. Same area again with the red flag warning as well. And we did have one in effect for New Jersey as well today. And there's also one in Ohio, into southern Indiana, and into West Virginia as well. We have getting a little more active again after a couple of dull days in the area. The reason why it's getting active, if we go to our models here, you'll see you got this low, this feed of warm, humid air up from the Gulf, a dry line, the typical setup that you have. High pressure in control here, and you'll see we stay dry, and our next chance of rain. Now, the chances of rain have. This system is moving a lot faster, so now it looks like it's going to be more like Saturday night into Sunday morning with this rain that's going to be coming through, and then it clears out by Sunday afternoon, and then we have weak high pressure build in for next week, and it's showing there's a interesting couple of storms there going off to the south there, but it looks like it's showing a little more of a troughiness look in the east. So we'll take you just briefly to that. I don't really want to do too much long range here, but as we move into next week, you'll see there's some troughiness in the east there that tries to set up. So that could mean cooler weather as we get into next week. We just look at this, you'll see. And we're kind of talking about this change toward the end of the month. And you can see that troughiness right there. So that would lend itself to some cooler weather than what we've been seeing. And so if we look at the temperature anomaly charts here, you'll see as we get past this week here, we're near normal this week, just a little spell of the heat is pretty much backed off, though it is showing heat for Friday, April 21st. And then we have the cooler weather coming in for next week, and we're going to be in the cooler weather for most of next week, it looks like, for a while. So with the trough, it will cool down, rinse more in the west, and we'll see that pattern change that we kind of been waiting for here, and hopefully with a little more rain too, because I said we've been really hurting for rain. So let's take a look at the northeast here. HRRR model 0Z, the full 0Z running now. So you can see we're staying dry, no rain to speak of here. It's not until we get towards Saturday night, so we're a ways off. We still got a number of days to go with no rain, and that wildfire risk will continue to be with us because of that. So let's go take a look at the dew points and wind flow. So the key to tomorrow is you'll notice again that we're seeing that winds go calm tonight. We'll probably see that radiation cold. We have that easterly flow tomorrow. That's going to keep cool, dry air in place, but it's an easterly flow. It's onshore, so we'll keep the temperatures down across Long Island and even the Jersey Shore. You have to go inland. So tomorrow will still be rather cool, I think. Now, as we get into Friday, the winds still stay easterly, it looks like. We have that easterly flow setting up. Again, it's almost like a backdoor high that's kind of built in here. It's going to keep us cool. So east winds for Friday as well. So we're not going to see the heat. You'll see Long Island being in the cooler air compared to New Jersey. It looks like some higher dew points south in the south part of Jersey there. So that might translate to higher temperatures. Looking at your actual air temperatures, tonight, again, we'll have that radiational cooling. I think the rest of us will probably be in the mid to upper 30s. But in those colder spots, probably 20s. And then tomorrow, you'll see it is a little bit warmer inland. So inland, North Shore, perhaps upper 60s. Inland, away from the coast in Jersey. This doesn't... Even if with an east wind, even there'll be a breeze, even in Ocean County, you have to go inland, like to Trenton. That's where you'll have your 70s, or North Jersey. Right. Tomorrow night, probably not going to drop back as much. We'll probably have lows generally in the 40s. And then for Friday, you can see clearly a very well-defined sea breeze here. Look at this. I mean, it has the sea breeze actually cutting into Jersey pretty good. And such low temperatures during the middle of the day, only 50s, would lead me to believe there could be some clouds with that, perhaps, that would wind up blocking the sun. Especially in Jersey, it looks like it really has a strong sea breeze coming in to New Jersey, of all places, for Friday, which is pretty interesting. And if we go and we take a couple of soundings here, take a sounding for tomorrow over Long Island, and you'll see we do have the lines kind of close together here. All right, so maybe some clouds around from the mid-levels up. Let's take a look at Jersey here. Yeah, they're kind of close together. This is for Thursday, all right? And then as we make our way into Friday, I have a feeling that is cloud cover. So if we look at Long Island here, waiting for this to load here, you see they're pretty far apart. There may be a little bit of high cloudiness there. But if we click in this area here, I have a feeling we're going to see them touching right here. That actually could be fog. That could be fog. That's a very low cloud base right there. So we're going to have to watch out for the potential for annoying fog and drizzle perhaps on Friday. It's starting in Jersey and then perhaps working its way into Long Island too. Yeah, it's not working for Long Island. Let's see if we can move this back a little. Let's see. So there could be, yeah, we're going to have to watch the potential some fog to develop perhaps. At least the HRRR seems to think that's what could happen. However, different models have different opinions on it. But we do have the cooler water temperatures, and it depends on how high those dew points get. If we look at the dew points on here, they're still fairly low into Friday. All right, so Friday's the day. You can see the higher dew points kind of go into Jersey, but the dew points are still fairly low over Long Island. So that's why I'm kind of surprised that the HRRR is generating that fog. Let's go to the GFS now. GFS is showing more moisture for Friday, and that could mean the fog. So let's look at the temperatures. The GFS is warmer than the HRRR. It has much of Long Island seeing low 70s and to near 80 in Jersey for Friday. So the GFS has a completely different opinion on what's going to happen here. And if we click the GFS here, we're not seeing a low deck at all. We're seeing a lot of some mid and high level clouds, but no low clouds, no stratus. So there's a difference there in between the models here. It kind of wants to bring almost like a backdoor cold front through, even though we're kind of in a backdoor high type of situation. Again, if you look at the weather map, which we can back this up to here, we have high pressure generally dominating over here, but you can see it kind of ridging down as well. So it kind of depends on that easterly wind factor. GFS has a little less of it. It has a little more of a southerly component, so perhaps that's why it has a different type of setup. But anyway, let's go a little further here onto the GFS. Look at the weekend. You see south winds for Saturday, and they could get a little strong before the cold front comes through. It's going to be overnight. We're going to have that cold front come through, and then going to see that wind shift into Sunday with the dry air coming in. So look at our temperatures here. You'll see that GFS is a little cooler on Saturday, probably because of the cloud cover, probably upper 60s to around 70 and low to mid 70s in Jersey. And then when this front comes through, Sunday, it's still showing temperatures up to possibly upper 60s, close to 70 on Sunday. Doesn't look it drops off that much behind. And then on Monday, that's when you see the cooler day where we'll be a little bit below normal with the low 60s. So this is probably going to line up with what the CPC is saying, the Climate Prediction Center. So I'm kind of curious about. So let's see what they're saying. And the 6 to 10 day outlook, yeah, it has the near normal. 8 to 14 day expands that below normal a little bit into here. And for precipitation, it has us a little bit above normal, chances for a little bit above normal precipitation, which we could use, and below normal in the west. So we'll have to see. Let's see how much rain. And again, we're still a ways away from that system. All right, but let's go and take a look and see how much rain that we would wind up getting from that system on Sunday. And it's showing around a half an inch. Some areas could see a little more, like closer to an inch. Not all that impressive, unfortunately. Not enough, that's for sure. It'll be better than what we've had, though, because we haven't had any rain at all on Long Island in, I don't know, days. Early, not weeks. I'm going to have to see the last time it rained. We're going to check that out as well. So I'm going to just go look at the icons, some of the other models, and see what they're going to do with this weekend storm as well. So this is the weekend cold front right here. It comes through. It looks like more of a line on this model here. Let's see if this is any. Yeah, there's even a dry spot here, so we don't know. Generally a cold front, if there's no low along it, it's not going to really be a big rain producer. That's the problem that we're facing. So let's go to the GFS and go and look at the clouds, obviously. Clouds for this is going to be overdone, of course. You'll see it's showing high clouds tomorrow and Friday. Saturday, clouds. Sunday, maybe clouds as well. Maybe Monday we would get rid of the clouds. But again, this is a low-resolution model. I don't like using it too much. Let's go to the RGEM. RGEM. All right, so this is the RGEM model showing. This is looking at some RC scattered eye clouds, showing that scattered high clouds for tomorrow as well. And then as we head into Friday, less high clouds, but you'll see there's that area of low clouds that develops. It is showing up on the RGM. There it is. So support for this scenario on the RGM too, though it doesn't happen until a little later on Friday. That gets pushed away, and then we'll have a lot of high clouds streaming in ahead of the cold front for Saturday. Probably pretty thick amount of them. So milky skies for that day, heavily filtered sunshine. But the next 2 days should feature hopefully decent amount of sunshine. I know we didn't get that much today because that low cloud deck, and again, just was a lot of low. Whatever the case was, we had that low that's kind of spinning around up there in eastern Canada that kind of kept a lot of those clouds that way. So let's go look at the NAM model. No, don't have enough of the 0Z in. But I can show you the 18Z. For the NAM, obviously, a little more aggressive with the high clouds tomorrow. Maybe some mid-level clouds. And then here we are Friday. And it's showing that like an area of clouds, again, that's kind of just parked in, it came in off the ocean over southern New Jersey. And then eventually makes its way up into our area. It's really, we'll have to watch this. And we'll have a better idea tomorrow night what's going to happen. I can't really go any further than that as far as looking at the weekend. We only have the GFS right now, but it looks like that wet weather would be an overnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning type of deal, and it may not be that much. We'll have to see. So let's go to the ice slip right now, and I'm going to just show you some of the climate statistics for today and looking at the last time it actually rained at ice slip. So 59 degrees, so a little bit below normal today. So see with that low of 39, 2 degrees below normal. And you can see, yeah, we are hurting for rain. So month to date, only 0.61 at islip. Normally we're supposed to see 2.60. Since March 1st, we had 4.44, which is, again, supposed to have about 7.11 inches. That's almost 3/4 inches below normal. And we're almost 3 inches below normal for the year with rainfall. And again, a lot of that has to do with the fact we didn't get the snow that we normally get. The ground is extremely dry. That's why I'm surprised we haven't had any big fires on Long Island. They have in New Jersey, but not here. And I don't understand why it hasn't happened unless they have happened and the news is just covering them up for whatever reason. Could always be. So let's go to the preliminary monthly data. And let's just take a look at the last time it rained at islip. We should be able to see, it should show precipitation here. Let's see. It should. I don't see it here. I'm looking for the actual precipitation here, but water. Yeah, this is probably it right here. So this is it. Look at this. It was the first day of the month we had 0.47. Other than that, we just had traces 0.04. I mean, look at this. This is just abnormally dry here. So this is not good for the plants. It's not good for the trees. It's not good for the water table. Our lakes are probably, I haven't even been out there to see the lakes, but it's certainly not good. And of course, the southern pine beetles thrive in these warm, dry conditions. The only thing that can help that situation is a fire, which we haven't had on Long Island. So I'm afraid to see what's going on out there. But honestly, I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. It does feel like I'm leaving something out, but I guess that's just about it. So tomorrow we'll have more sun, but I still think we're going to have that cirrus around as far as getting a nice blue sky. We have to wait until maybe next week. I don't know. But I don't know if we're going to see it this week. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.